When I was 18, I went into the Air Force. And yes, I did a government accounting for a couple of years. So what happened is that during basic training, which is 6 weeks long, I had about 2, maybe 3 bowel movements.
Wow.
That's it. I gained 32 pounds. I looked horrible. My skin broke out. My hair was falling out. And I called my mother and I said, I'm a mess. And I said, what am I going to do about this? And she was in holistic medicine, so she did homeopathy and herbs, and she was into nutrition. And she said, well, let me find out and I'll call you back and I'll let you know. So when I came home on leave, you know, I was between school and I couldn't stay for very long, but she said, we're going to do colonics. And I thought, oh, goodness sakes, what is this? You know, to me it was barbaric. But after a few times, I mean, I really felt better. And after I got out of the service, I came back. She bought a table from a doctor, and that started the path really on detoxing. So I have done colonics ever since, which is about 36 years now. And so in '93, I called her and I said, hey, let's go to Ann Wigmore's, because it was Living Foods. I thought, well, that'd be so interesting. Tiffany was 12. So the three of us went, and it's been the most moving, really, experience I think I've ever had, ever.
So what kind of nuts are this?
These are just peanuts. So put it on low. What's the mix you're doing? And I just did those ahead of time.
The same way. Okay, so you just put the almonds in the dehydrator, you didn't do anything to them?
You don't have to do anything.
You don't. You just put the almonds in it?
Because when you eat them plain, when you eat them plain, a lot of times people don't like the raw nuts as well. They want a little taste to them, or you can soak them in different seasonings and put them in the dehydrator, and they taste really good. Now, what it does, it makes it a little bit dry, so I think it's a little better if you use a little bit of coconut oil, and coconut oil is good for you. See how pretty it is? Yeah. It's really good. And you don't have to use a lot.
So this is the oatmeal, the almond butter, and the
Yeah,
agave.
you're going to have to actually mix that, sweetie.
So this has been chilled for a little bit. Now it's time to roll them into balls.
Got one, there we go. All right.
Man,
I made the biggest mess of everyone.
It's pretty messy, huh?
It is.
Spinach is for calcium. Parsley I use for anything degenerative, and also the kidneys. Green peppers is for hair. Also, cucumbers is for skin and hair. The carrot is kind of an overall for everything. In other words, it's kind of the basis. It's very good for your eyes, but they use that as a base for most strength. Celery is sodium, and if you want electrolyte balance, the perfect balance is celery and apple. It's potassium and sodium.
That'd be great.
If you're on a hot day, if you use celery, you'll cool down instantly. Celery, apple.
Yeah, I know
Right.
celery is like 3 times more hydrating than water or something.
Very much.
Yeah.
We don't have to strain it. I was showing you that I strain it. And do you need to strain it? No, because you asked me that. I do only if I'm trying to get more of the juices of instead of the fiber. I like this little container because it holds back cold.
So that's cucumber,
No, this
I mean,
is celery, apple.
celery,
This is if you're really hot.
apple.
And this is for perfect metabolism. I mean, electrolytes for your metabolism. Okay. And this one.
That is good.
I like this. This is a lot of.
So that's the beet apple.
That's for the liver. And
Like
that is
it?
so
I need a gallon of
good
this
to me. Don't you love that?
It's really
Yeah. To me, it's sweet like candy. We're going to get more.
So this is carrot, apple, ginger.
Uh-huh. See, that has kind of a twang to it. I like that. Usually people don't probably put as much in as I do of the greens, but I like the greens because they're good for you. I just stuff them in. We put apple right with it.
That is cucumber.
And green pepper and carrot, parsley,
Apple.
Just a little bit of everything.
And carrots.
It tastes kind of sweet. Now, even a green drink, you know? And you can put all kinds of stuff even on this, where people think, oh my, this is much better drink than what we're thinking. When things like that's in season, you try to do everything, try to juice everything you can. So we've got sunflower, salt, garlic, lemon. So you cut and you cut down. And whatever you want to add, you can after that. You can add tomato, you can add carrots ground up, you could add, I mean, any of these, you can put sprouts in it. But this here, you could put it in the refrigerator for about a week, 10 days. This is a really neat for garnishing, and it's in, if you're doing any of the gourmet,
It's so
perfect.
cool.
It is, it's really neat. You just slightly turn
I
it.
don't know if mine has that attachment. I'll have to look.
So what you're going to do is put it just a little bit past that. Like that. And about that much. And then you take, we'll take some cucumbers. And you want to hang it out just a little bit so when you roll, you have something pretty to look at. And the same with red bell peppers. And you kind of spread them so when you cut them, you have color between all of it. And then you can put, I like to put the sprouts. And you don't want to get it too thick because when you're rolling it, you can...
I love stuffed things like
I do
that.
too. Because you're rolling it like this. And if you hold it just for a second, let's see here, and then just continue to roll. Roll and pull out.
Oh,
See?
okay.
Oh, wow. That's it. And then what you do is you cut it down the center. And then they usually cut 3 sections. And if you need to let it sit for a minute, you can. Because it'll let the wetness of it'll grab.
I've never actually used one of these before. Not quite sure what I'm...
Oh, there, I lost it. I'll just keep...
Look at all the veggie rolls.
Used chocolate.
You're not, that's not your thing?
This is not really my thing.